Zach Cregger's Weapons is easily a top 3 horror film of 2025. With the tomato meter being 96% and the popcorn meter being 90%, this should tell you this film is actually good. But for some people, that's not the case. And while yes, you are entitled to your own opinion, those opinions have to actually make sense. And here are a few of them that did not. The different perspective narratives dragged out and emphasized the lack of plot and story. Felt like they had a great idea but failed to really come up with a logical or metaphorical meaning to the movie and missing children. The witch was a cop-out and the end was comical and not in a good way. Just like the marketing of Longlegs, this movie was all hype with little to no delivery, 3 out of 5. Alright, cool, so basically you're admitting that you just did not watch this film and didn't understand it. The first issue I have with that statement is you said that the narrative dragged. Have you ever heard of exposition? Building that up to justify the means of what happens later on in the film? You can sit through a 3-hour Avatar film and you wouldn't say this about that. You act like the exposition that was built up within Weapons didn't contribute to anything that happened later on. All of it was important to telling the story that we got. And the logical or metaphorical reasons, are you serious? It's staring you in the face. As a matter of fact, there's even more than one. Grief can be used as a weapon. Zach Cregger himself states that Weapons is a deep personal response to himself, specifically that of loss, the sudden death of someone close to him, finding ways to process this grief, and that is shown in this film throughout different storylines. The cop, anger. The addict, kind of speaks for itself. The father, a grieving father, doing everything he can to get back at the people or person that he thought did it. The teacher, dealing with grief, thinking it's all her fault because everyone is against her. Indifference and apathy as tools of harm. Spoiler warning to anyone who hasn't seen it yet, go watch it and then come back. Aunt Gladys, the witch or the villain of this film, shows the indifference of community. The way she's draining life from these 17 kids as well as Alex's parents goes to show the indifference of community. Their apathy becomes the real weapon which leaves evil virtually unchecked and allows that evil to spread. Another one is the symbolic references. There's one instance in the film during Josh Brolin's dream when he is thinking about his child that he sees his child go inside of a house and a giant AR-15 is above the house with the numbers 217. That could be linked to real world tragedies, think Sandy Hook and all these other things, which serves as emotional and societal weapons that affect families in general, which is exactly what he's coming from because he just lost a child. His child might as well be good as dead because he just ran off into the night and was never found. And the witch was not a cop-out, nor was it comical, because getting ripped to shreds by children is very comical. The chase scene, I would say yes, but her getting ripped up and like torn bit by bit, ancient style, I don't know about that. And the last issue is you thinking this is gonna be like Longlegs. That was your problem to begin with. You went into this film expecting it to be something else, and when it wasn't, that's how you were like, oh, yeah, no, this isn't what I wanted at all. You're supposed to go into it feeling neutral, regardless of what anyone else says, so you can have your own opinion on how this film goes. So there are those points invalidated. Same thing here, so it wasn't just me thinking that this was overrated and underwhelming as Longlegs. Where was it ever underrated or overwhelming? What? I think the way they went about presenting it, characters, story, cinematography, all of it in that instance was done pretty well. Super disappointed. I wasn't even scared. My theater was laughing half the time. The beginning was super boring. The end with the gory scene was the best in the movie. Such a dope scene. The movie was exactly like Barbarian. Mid. I hope him turns out to be good. Yeah, and I'm about to invalidate these points too. Say that your entire theater was laughing the entire time. Completely incorrect. There are moments in this film, especially with the girl who walks out of the house with the scissors while she's sleeping in her car. Yeah, I know you got scared during that. Josh Brolin's dream where he's looking at his child and it ends up being Gladys. I know you got scared there too. It's only immediately afterwards that you start laughing as the tension gets eased damn near immediately. This sounds like something someone scared would say but just doesn't want to admit it. Now I'm going to stop you right there where you thought Barbarian was mid. To you, maybe. But that doesn't mean much. Barbarian was anything but. I will not have that kind of hate here, okay? Just tell me you don't understand. Look, I'm gonna leave you with this. You can not like a film, but if you don't, you have to have valid reasons as to why that's the case, especially to voice it like this, only to have them invalidated immediately. Like, come on. Weapons is a top 3 horror film of 2025. I've said that before and I'll say it again. And if you actually sit down, watch the film and understand it, you'll realize there's more than just what's presented. This film's great, and that's that.